Welcome to Syncreate, a show where we explore the intersections between creativity, psychology, and spirituality. We believe everyone has the capacity to create. Our goal is to demystify the process and expand the boundaries of what it means to be creative. We talk with visionaries and change makers and everyday creatives working in a wide range of fields and mediums, from the arts to science, technology, and business. We aim to illuminate the creative process from imagination to innovation and everything in between. I'm Melinda Rothouse, and I help individuals and organizations bring their dreams and visions to life.
And I'm Charlotte Gullick. I am a writer, educator, and writing coach. We are the co-authors of a book on the creative process, also called Syncreate. At Syncreate, we're here to support your creative endeavors. If you have an idea for a project or a new venture and you're not sure how to get it off the ground, find us at syncreate.org. Our book, also called Syncreate, walks you through the stages of the creative process so you can take action on your creative goals. We offer resources, creative process tools, and coaching to help bring your work to the world. We're offering a monthly coaching group starting in January 2025, and we'd be delighted for you to join us. We'd also love to hear your feedback on the show. Please drop us a line at info@syncreate.org. We're looking for feedback on how we can improve the show, what's resonating for you, and future topics you'd like us to cover.
So welcome back to the Syncreate podcast, and we're doing another one of our Creative Spark episodes today. And today we wanted to take a moment to really think about what it means to live a creative life. And again, part of our goal with this show is to demystify the creative process and expand the boundaries of what it means to be creative. And so creativity takes many, many different forms. And it's important to recognize that we exercise our creativity every single day as we move about our daily lives, which may or may not have anything to do with art specifically, but how we cook a meal, using whatever ingredients we have on hand, or how we decorate our homes. We're like, it's about to be the holidays. So how do we decorate for the holidays? How do we tend a garden? How do we dress ourselves? These are all expressions of our creativity. And so I think, some of us, it's easy to think like I just had a breakfast today with an old friend who's in town who I haven't seen in a while. And I met him at a contemplative arts retreat years ago. And he's a therapist and just a wonderful person. But he was kind of saying how he's been through a lot in his life over the past few years, as we all have. And he's like, yeah, I'm just not feeling that connected to my creativity right now. And we were kind of having this conversation because I was telling him about the podcast. And it's like, even if we aren't feeling particularly creative, how can we shift our perspective so that we see the creativity in our everyday lives? And it doesn't have to be in these huge ways. I mean, yes, of course, it's great if we can commit to a daily or at least a regular creative practice of some sort. And maybe another way of going about that is beginning to see how we actually are already exercising our creativity. So what does that spark for you?
So many things, but thinking about, I think what we're asking people is to do a reframe.
Yes.
And, to give ourselves credit for the creativity that already exists in our life. And we're really good as a culture at discounting it. So we're asking ourselves to value the creativity, but it's hard. And I've also been doing some reading about people with ADHD, and it's really hard to accept praise. So if you are someone that has like a learning difference, and part of that is like, well, I'm not doing anything that interesting, is that actually might not be true. That you might be doing a lot that's creative but you don't know how to see it that way. So this could be a collaborative exercise where you could ask someone, in what ways do you see that I'm creative?
Yeah.
I'm having trouble seeing it. These people over at the Syncreate podcasts keep insisting that everyone's
They
creative.
keep telling us
And I keep
that.
listening to them because it's so compelling, but I'm not sure I believe them that I'm creative.
Right.
So, I mean, I think you could ask someone in what ways that you see that I'm creative. And I think that's one half of it. The second half is to be really open to what they say.
Yes. Yes. Because sometimes people can see us, as we are unable to see ourselves. And something we take for granted that we do in our lives, we don't consider it creative, and it actually is amazingly creative. What you just said, it reminds me of this meme I saw today, which was so cute. I think it was Viola Davis who had posted it. And it's like, the caption is like, well, what's going on? Like, oh, nothing much. And then it's this caterpillar that weaves itself into like a cocoon and then emerges as a butterfly. Oh, nothing, just, transforming completely. We don't always see it because we're in it,
And I think that's the inventory that we're asking people to take. In what ways are you already creative? That's an important basis to build your how you want to expand your creativity.
Mm-hmm.
So think like, because I think it moves out of a scarcity mindset to say, I already have creativity in my life. And if I learn to recognize that I do, then I'm again in that empowered place to maybe take some more risk because I'm already doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my friend that I was had breakfast with today, he was talking about like raising his kids and parenting and how he approaches that. And I'm like, parenting is a very, very creative endeavor, right? And then he started talking about, oh, my kids, they're so amazing, and their lives are just full of wonder and curiosity. And of course, as a parent, you're also facilitating that, right? So even if you're like, I got kids, I don't have time for creativity. Well, you're already doing it,
Absolutely.
Even making children is a creative act. So
I'm going to keep it G-rated and not comment.
So, anything to add before we move to our pro tip?
Well, I guess I think the pro tip connects to it, but I'm like asking ourselves, what is the story that we're telling ourselves about our creativity? And is it accurate?
Yeah.
I think that's the other part of what we're already saying today.
Yeah.
And then maybe you want to be a little more bold in some way. Maybe you want to apply to a writing or an artist fellowship and you've never done that before. Or maybe you want to wear a really colorful scarf, but it feels so bold that it's going to draw attention. It's like, take a little, I'm stealing this from the book I'm listening to, but a micro risk.
Yeah.
On behalf of your creative self.
I love that. So, in honor of living a creative life, our pro tip today is, can we commit to some kind of daily creative practice, whatever that looks like for each of us? Even 5 to 10 minutes a day is usually doable in some way. And whether that's committing to a particular artistic practice or whether that's just shifting that perspective so that we can see the creativity and sort of honor and cultivate the creativity in our everyday lives.
And the super pro tip is get a pair of ridiculous sparkly glasses and put them on for that amount of time and look at your life through your creative lens, because sometimes we need a little trick.
Absolutely. Whatever works. Little life hack. Yeah.
Find us and connect with us on YouTube and social media under Syncreate. And we're on Patreon as well. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe and leave us a review.
We're recording today at Record ATX Studios in Austin, with Charlotte joining us from the Hudson Valley. The podcast is produced in collaboration with Mike Osborne at 14th Street Studios. Thanks so much for being with us, and see you next time.